Good morning, team. We are very excited to share with you a new piece of information today. Today is all about, are you ready to find a mentor in magic, and how you can get ready and how you can find that mentor in magic, and sharing our experiences with that and how that can help you progress your magic faster. So let me bring everybody in here. What's up, Jeff? What's up, Rick?
What's up? What's up? You were giving that nice, great intro. I didn't realize you had unmuted my mic as I was grabbing it. Already
Oh,
got a
you're
coin
good.
toss.
You're good. We're all getting ready here. We got coins and cards. We're all ready to go. But today we're talking about mentors, which we got a special request last week on our video. Somebody commented and said, we'd love to hear more about how you guys got your mentors and kind of how that experience was for you. So we thought, what better way than to chat about it here on the live stream? And since we are slammed with all the stuff we're doing for Black Friday and the ending of the year, we don't have time to be people's mentors, so we mentor here on the channel, right?
That's what
So,
this is all about, is a way that we can get back and help impart and help other people on their journey, and they can help us. I mean, obviously this topic today was a request, and that gave us something that builds on things we've been talking about all fall, I feel like, and this is a good time.
of course, of course. So let's jump right in, and we can take some questions as always as we go. If you have any questions about anything, put them in there. We'll get to those probably near the end. But we just want to highlight a few things here. Number one, we were talking about this the other day, Jeff, and you were saying meeting magicians and asking questions. What do you want to say about going to conventions and meetings and kind of how you can start developing relationships for a potential mentor?
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, welcome. Hey gang, everybody that's there in the comments. Thanks for checking in, guys. I'm glad to have you. Looks like got a good crowd building and lots of friends here. So thanks for being here. And first off, I'd say the guys that are here giving the comments are doing the exact thing that I would suggest do. I mean, go to magic meetings, go and meet people. And so this is virtual. Some of you guys may not have a club local, or you might be miles away. But that's the very first step in finding a mentor, in my opinion, is being present and letting them know you exist. Because if there's someone like me, if they've got a job going, they got a magic career going, they've got family going, they are probably eager and ready to pour into, but they need to know you exist. And so the first thing is go to a meeting, go to a public meeting, go to a convention, go sit down and talk to people and share what you're working on. Just start talking shop. And one of the greatest things here, I'll say, is go compete. Go compete at a magic convention. There are still magic conventions out there that have competitions. The international ones, the large organizations, the SAM, the IBM, and some of the local regional ones. That is one of the best ways, because in every competition I've been in, there's been at least 3 judges, and every single one of them, by the competition standards, has to critique you, write down notes, and tell you what you did or did not do right. And those judges usually debrief you when they tell you why you won or lost. And you can get to know them that way. And so sometimes you realize you don't want to know them, but lots of times they'll point you in the right direction. So go ahead and compete. That's the way I found my most influential mentor in magic. He was a spectator. We'll get to him in a minute. He was a spectator at one of the conventions, came, saw me compete, and pulled me off the side because he saw me trying to progress in my magic, and he saw potential. So he poured into me because I was present.
That's interesting. I've never competed myself. I don't know if I know you have, Jeff. I don't know if you have, Rick. Have you competed ever, Rick?
No, but it's funny you say that because I was just looking up the Winter Carnival of Magic in Pigeon Forge, and that's a convention that also runs a little contest.
They do.
Previous winner. If anyone's in the Tennessee, North Carolina, Georgia area, that's a good convention to, if you have a showpiece that you think could, you enter in a competition, that's a good one to check out.
Yeah, I know of 5 competitions right now that are still running, assuming pandemic. And then there's online stuff. We had the coin test a couple years ago. You guys let us know if you want Copeland Coins to run another contest. That was well received.
Yeah, for sure. And Matthew posted in here. He said, "My anxiety just went through the roof thinking about competing." I want to get to that's just one option. That's just one
Hey,
thing.
that's another live stream right there. That is a whole
Yeah.
nother live stream. We can move on from that because I would love to share. Maybe if you guys, Caleb, talked about doing interview stuff, I could pour out on that.
Yeah, we'd love to. If you guys would like to have do an interview with Jeff, kind of like we did a Q&A with Rick, we could do a Q&A with Jeff and talk about competing and stuff. Give us a little like right now if you'd like that, and we'll see if we can put that together. But I want to mention that another way you could do this, we were talking about just asking questions. And for me, let me see if I can do this. Boom, here I am. For me, that's how I found my first mentor. Was I was just at a Penguin Magic used to do these expos, and I think Rick, you mentioned you've been to one of those before, or maybe Jeff, one of you guys. It's like a mini convention that's only one day, and they just have dealer booths, and then the dealers give like little 15-20 minute like lectures on the stuff that they're dealing, like demo lectures for everybody. So just a kind of a get together, but it opened me up to see a bunch of magicians, and I was so new to magic at that time. I had never seen a magician carry a bunch of rubber bands on his wrist. I didn't know what that was for. So I asked, and I saw this guy, and I was like, "Hey, what are these rubber bands for?" And he was, a lot older than me, and he said, "Hey, let me show you." And he showed me, if you know the trick Crazy Man's handcuffs, he showed me that, and he's like, "Here, let me give you my number." And over time, he ended up becoming my mentor, and I would visit with him and learn things and learn from his library, and it just became a good relationship that way. So just asking questions and being curious and being present, like Jeff was saying, is how you can get that done one way.
Yeah, absolutely. Rick, you have any thoughts, man?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had anyone I'd call a real mentor, like in the sense of the old days of magic, but when I started off, I met a guy here in Raleigh, great magician and pretty well connected, but it was me that kind of fell out of magic. This was in my 20s and stuff. I had a full-time job and stuff, and magic was a hobby, but it wasn't enough to keep me going, keep me interested. So, even if you find a mentor, I think it's important to, if they invest time into you, it's important that you invest time and practice well, and you put just as much effort into that relationship that they are. Because like me, it was a lot of different factors, but I fell away from magic. And then, Jeff has been a great mentor to me in a lot of ways, because it was in 2017, I kind of got back into magic because some circumstances in my life had changed, and now I had more time. So I went back to the first convention I went to in like 10 years, the one in Charlotte, Tricks. And that's where I met Jeff.
Holly Rose was your first one in 10 years. Wow.
Yeah. And there's not a lot of coin guys at this convention. And so I saw Jeff there with coins, and he was talking to someone, and I just kind of joined the conversation, and
wow.
And yeah, but Jeff has taught me so much apart from magic, but like the business side of magic, marketing stuff, all this other stuff. But he's also helped me become a better performer and stuff, and
thanks, man.
and how to be on video, little things like that. So
that's fantastic.
So like,
thanks, man. I don't know what else to say, but thank you. But I mean, you're influencing us as well. So that's the cool thing about a mentor, is like sometimes those roles they cross over. You're teaching us all kinds of stuff about production and history and teaching me. So I learn every single time I watch one of your videos. So that's kind of cool.
Well, I got, this year I kind of got into photography and camera stuff because I became interested in the production of, the teaching videos we make and all the stuff we do. So that sparked a new interest for me in like now I have a new little hobby, apart from magic and guitar and music. Now I've got 2 cameras now, and I'm into photography now, and just for fun. But it's weird the things that happen with that.
For sure. And I think it might be important to point out here that we have a new person here from Austria. Welcome, IGP Shepherd. It says when you live in Austria, like he does, or he or she does, is not much much to find in the way of, I guess, the Penguin Expos and things that I was mentioning, maybe conventions, maybe even club meetings, because magic clubs are another place to find mentors. But I want to mention there are some places online forums. This channel, Rick had mentioned the Magicians Forum in a previous episode. It's a good place to get some connections with other magicians, and you can find people to talk to in that place, right?
Yeah, and I want to build on that. I mean, that's one of the great things about the internet is that we can group together this way. It's not the same, I would say, as gathering in person, because even us three, when we all went back to Magi Fest together, and you guys got to go to Tricks without me, it was just a different vibe, right? When you're living close quarters, we shared a room, like you're hanging out with people nonstop. Just the energy is different. So if you can go to those places, but we've got basically the second best thing right now with technology, where we can meet like this. And I don't want to get off script on this, but I'm not sure where it falls in line with what we're talking about today, Caleb. But part of mentoring sometimes is a paid process, right? It's sometimes it's hiring or bringing on a teacher, somebody that will be dedicated, because there's a give and take. They're pouring out into you, but you're also rewarding them for their time. And this is a great way. This is where we learn, not just in magic. We go to school this way. Our tax dollars pay our teachers here in the U.S. or probably around the world, or you go to college, extended studies, whatever it is you want to learn. It's proper and customary to pay your teacher. And so sometimes that's where our role falls in, that we make affordable videos, that we try to produce the best of our ability with all the teaching content to answer your questions even before they come up. And so there's a give and take that way. And so it's a way that you can bring on some of the world's best performers are all out there teaching courses. And we're trying to get as many of them on our side as we can with our store, but they're out there in that relationship. And that's part of the mentoring process, and that you can reach out to them, that they're attainable. Maybe they're doing a live stream, or they have an email or Facebook.
Of course, yes, and that's a great point, because I was going to get into that. Is you might want to invest in order to get a mentor type relationship, and it doesn't necessarily always mean invest in pay. You can invest in a teacher, for example. I always point the wrong way. Rick had mentioned in a past live stream that he has done lessons and things like that before, like private lessons, and that could be something that he opens up in the future. You'd have to contact him directly about that. But that's one way to do it. The other way is, like, let's say you're wanting to you meet somebody, a magician, and they agree to go out to eat with you, and you decide you're going to pay for their meal because you invited them out. You know what I mean? It's a small gesture, but it shows you're willing to, invest, and you're willing to, you're taking this seriously. Maybe the fact that you pay for a convention, like, we went to Magi Fest, then you're investing in getting a mentor potentially, And one more thing, when you have mentors, they're going to suggest things to you, like certain books to read, certain effects to get. And if they line up with what you're trying to do, by going out and purchasing those and beginning to use them like they suggested, you are showing them and investing in that relationship, mentor and mentee. So just a couple of things I want to mention there as far as the investment side of it.
Yeah, I think those are all just great points. If you want to reap the dividends, if you want to see your stock go up in value, whatever you invest in it, you have to show the time, the interest, and that's the way I am, about anything or everything. Just whether I'm coaching my kids in soccer or whatever, the kids that want to work harder and stuff like that, they're going to get naturally a little more attention. They're going to get those kind of extra details. And so same thing, and that was a case for me. So my mentor, I'll tell most people, and all three of us have been mentored in some shape or form by him. Scott Robinson has a great book, Pure Imagination, has some great products out there. He's been an underground legend. And he's the guy, he saw me at a magic competition. He approached me afterwards, and I think he may have actually he might have bought my lunch. I don't think I bought his. He kind of like showed interest, and through that initial connection, like seeing me out there, like I started investing in my time with him. And I lived in North Carolina for a year, and I would drive folks up to 4 hours a day sometimes to go to there and back, halfway across the state of North Carolina, just to go to his weekly meetings. I would do that week on end, 4 times a month, because it was that valuable. That time sacrifice. I would get home the next morning, the wee hours of the morning, driving across the state, coming back from these meetings. But that was an investment on my part. It was an expensive investment, time wise, cost a lot of resources and gas, and but it was worth it, And so that's what I showed. And because of that, Scott and his table, the group, the Site Club, which Caleb is a part of, and Rick, I know, has maybe visited or been around, they poured back into me. And so it was a give and take, and it was, and it just, everybody was benefited by it.
Sure. And Matthew made a good point here. He said, earlier they were talking about Dave, like the Dave system that we have is a good mentor. Matthew and Shiloh were talking about Dave and the PDFs. It's a good point, because it's almost like having somebody in the room with you. It's like having Rick in the room with you, because Rick's the one writing all the days.
Yeah.
So that's a good point. But Matthew also pointed out that, and there you go, Rick being his first mentor, learning from his YouTube channel, Warrior Poet. Thank you for that. But Matthew says, I've been trying to work up the nerve to reach out to Michael Rubenstein and offer to buy him coffee, see what we could get going. And I think that's, don't be afraid. But also know that some guys, it depends on the guy or the guy or the lady. I don't know, Michael Rubenstein, but you have to see if he's up for coffee, if he's someone that would be more approachable at a convention, if he'd rather talk online. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's a little different. So don't be afraid to pivot to try to see how you can connect with these people,
And don't be afraid of the no, because that's their right. And if they say no, or maybe they say not now, if you approached me today and said, can I mentor you one-on-one? I would say not right now. I have a lot going on with this kind of forum of mentoring lots of people in this forum right now, but that doesn't mean next year or 10 years from now. And so, those are the kind of things you just have to be able to move on and pivot, because there's a lot of people out there. There's always somebody, hundreds of people, thousands, millions of people more advanced than I am personally. And so I know there's always somebody I can learn from. And I've had guys tell me in my own, recently more of my spiritual life, when I'm asking for mentors, say, I can't right now, or I can only give you 1 day a month. And that's the case. And I take what I get.
Yeah, I understand that. Let's see. And one more question I thought was really, really big here. Mike D. What's up, Mike? He says, what if you have a limited income and can't purchase gimmicks or have a mentor due to limited funds, but you still want to learn new stuff and grow as a performer? Any thoughts on that, guys?
Rick, do you want to jump in?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully you have a local magic club. That's the first place you can look.
Yeah.
But this is one of the reasons I kind of started my little YouTube channel last year. Was, well, number one, to keep me busy during that, what COVID was like full bore. It kept my mind off of stuff, and I had this like mini project. But I thought to myself, like, there's not a lot of good coin magic out there, for people that are interested, people that are wanting to get started, or people that have a little bit of a start and they want to take their coin magic, up a little bit. So that's why I started making those videos, and, people comment or tell me, like right here, how beneficial those were. So, there's a lot of good stuff on YouTube, but I would be very careful, whether that person is teaching something or just revealing secrets for the sake of revealing. Make sure you know a little bit about that person. Like myself, for example, I already had a presence on Instagram and Facebook in the magicians groups, and it's like I would participate there and post my own performances of stuff. So make sure you know kind of who this person is, if they're qualified to even be showing you stuff or explaining stuff, because anybody can put stuff on YouTube, and
anybody can reveal a secret
and a bad thing.
Yeah. Anybody can tip a secret. But yeah, are they going to help you in your journey, or is it just means to knowledge? You know, if it's means to knowledge, anybody can have knowledge, but the wisdom of how to implement it. Rick, you're on a really good point there.
Yeah, there's knowledge and wisdom. It's like you want wisdom on your path to learning.
Sure. And sometimes you have to learn from a few people, because I keep kind of hinting at it when I'm saying it, but when I say like my first mentor, is because I learned from this particular person for a while, and then there was a point where I found other people that I wanted to learn from, and it just kind of, ebbs and flows relationships. It's like friends. Sometimes I once heard this quote that said, "Some people are in your life for a reason, and some only for a season." And either way, there's a reason. But and you can help each other and learn along the way, but you don't have to be afraid, like, okay, I'm Slidini's student, I can't learn from anybody but Slidini. You know what I mean? Like you can learn from all sorts of different people. Everybody. There was one more quote. I'm a big quote guy, and it said, I can't remember who it came from, but he said, I think it says, every man is my superior in that I can learn from him. Something to that effect. Like you can learn something from everyone, So taking that attitude is a good way, I would think, to kind of come into it humbly and, want to be open to learning from different people. So
wow. Yeah. Wow, that's really good.
And Shiloh says, sorry, Rick, I was just complimenting you here. Your channel is on point. Should be considered required instruction for those getting started or looking to improve.
Wow.
That's high praise. It's good channel, man. It really is.
It's good stuff.
I was just gonna say, like, I am no authority on coin magic, but I know I have lots of knowledge and people could benefit from that. But I am in no way like some arbiter of the coin magic. So like Kayla was mentioning, it's great to absorb one particular person's knowledge for a season, a period of time, but you're going to grow more with the more influences you have. So I thank you guys for watching my stuff and that you're benefiting from it. But hopefully, I haven't seen anyone yet, but hopefully another person comes on YouTube with their style of coin magic, and because there's a lot of good card stuff on YouTube, but not so much coin magic. But
yeah, I don't know, Rick, you said that very humbly. So if you're not well on the path to being that person, then I don't know who is. If that's not you, but you said that very humbly.
King Rick is a good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I look up to David Roth, Curtis Cam, Jeff Latta, and so. For people to tell me that stuff, I'm like, oh, geez,
And this is a good point, though.
Those guys.
Shiloh says no true expert would claim expertise. That's a good point, Shiloh. Good stuff.
Well, and be wary of the person who does. Like, if there's a lot of magicians out there now, because COVID helped the virtual stuff, but a lot of people out there offering lessons and subscriptions and this and that, but be wary of those people that are claiming certain truths. You can argue this is better than that, or this approach and that approach, but you should always just keep yourself open, absorb as much as possible, because no one person is the master. No one person has the perfect perspective. So Just stay open, stay humble.
I was about to say speak for yourself, but you said it. That's awesome. No, there's so much to learn from that. Matthew made a comment there, but I mean, that's a huge part of why I am so glad my name's in the name, but the brand is so much bigger than Copeland. Like that, we've got Rooster, we've got Danny, Rick. Man, guys, we are signed some guys. We've got some great talent coming really soon. I can't be more excited. And with that, I think we need to pivot and to talk a little bit about Black Friday here.
Yes.
A lot of time.
Well, we're running out of time, but I have one more thing to say about Magic Mentor. But before we get there, let's finish it off with that. Let's talk about Black Friday real quick. This is a special little tip for you guys. Friday is going to be crazy. It's going to be awesome. You're going to want to stay on the site for Friday. Tell them what's coming, Jeff.
Yeah, I've never said this before publicly, but should I say don't buy today? Like wait till Friday?
I mean, whatever you want to do. Yeah.
You can buy something today. Sure. Yeah, please buy it and come back Friday. Yeah, we've got, what do we count it up? It's basically, if we break apart the products, we have like 5 new releases on Friday. Is that true?
It's something like that.
I mean, because they're bundled. We've got, okay, so you guys know the first one. I've already tipped this on the live stream. So I will share here. I've got, this is not even all of them. This is the brand new guys here, the box, and this is our brand new shell. And we are super excited about them. They're just fantastic. They have perfect visual coverage. Got them $half dollar size, perfect visual coverage. They've got a nice sound to them. They've got nice density. For a copper shell, we've got the walls as thick as possible. And I'm super proud of these. And so that's kind of product number one. You'll be able to read on the website all the ad copy about what we've done, how we've insulated. We got a new insulation product in it that no, they do look like so this is just some of them. We've got a full stock of inventory in them. The same guy that made my coin boxes, if you know the quality in that, he's behind these. The same guy that made the copper silvers, the Copeland copper silver with Illusion Edge, he's behind this. These will fit over the copper silver with Illusion Edge, and you instantly have a sun and moon. So it's a pretty stinking good tolerance for an unofficial sun and moon. You can still get the same exact effects. You can flash the back, and it will be really good coverage.
But the greatest part is that these are all part of the Black Friday Cyber Monday sale.
Big things. They launched and they're part of the sale.
You're gonna want to see. So you're gonna want to see. It's like if what we're doing this year is we're giving special gifts. As you if you purchase this amount of our products, you get like gifts, and this is one of the gifts. Believe it or not, this is one of the gifts. You can actually
get one of these for free. Did we just tip that? I think
we just tipped it. Sorry.
You can get a shell for free in our tiered. So these are the shells. We got.
I'll tell you real quick. We have a piece of swag, which Copeland Coins hasn't really done swag. But we have a particular piece of apparel swag that has a really cool idea because it comes with a download to teach you how to do the thing that's on the swag. That's as much as I can say.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's a cool idea. So you're repping, and at the same time, if somebody asks you, what is that? You can literally show them with your coins.
And it's not a mathematical trick. It's not any of that crazy stuff where like, here, pick the picture and stuff like that. No, it's just like straight up, you can do it. It's
right.
It's kind of fun. So it fits in. And what I'm excited about this project is this is the first one. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, those are the shells that we had at Magi Fest and that we were holding off. So yes, this is what everybody's been waiting for. The shells. These are the shells.
Yes, these are shells in both sizes. We have them to fit over the Tiger Tan $half and Tiger Tan dollars. So you can read all about that, and they also will fit over the copper silvers. They're the right dimensions for that. So you can read all about that on the website. Good question.
And there's a cool surprise on the inside there.
Yeah, that wasn't true. So it's looking cool.
Also true.
And the shells compare the teaching video. The teaching video is complex. It will be launching. You may get your shell before the video, but Rick is working hard on that video to come out. So it's going to have all the ins and outs on how to use the shell if you're brand new to it. It's going to have at some point it will be 2 routines included. And tip that, and a third item, care and maintenance. Like if you've ever busted a shell before or had issues, I'm tipping it all. How to
Has
repair
anyone
it.
ever seen a video on how to take care of your shell or how to, I think you put in there how to fix the shell too,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah, man.
Nobody talks about that.
I spent some time. I gave all my top secrets. Like I spared
That's
no
awesome.
secrets that I have. I gave the 3 best ones, plus some antidotes, and the Dave's doesn't written, so you probably get a couple extra, 3 or 4 more tips in there as well, written down. It's a good chunk of the video that you can watch or learn. And Rick and I have talked about maybe doing a separate video so you can watch the teaching and then the repair if you need it.
And we haven't even mentioned everything that's coming out Black Friday, but stay tuned. We're going to be putting more little hints throughout the week on our Instagram and Facebook. But Friday, we're launching a week early. Friday, and it's just going to be the same sale all the way through Friday until the end of Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Same sale all the way. So you can take a look at what everything is and see what we got and see what you want to get. So stay tuned for Friday.
Yeah. Stay tuned, order early, because I will tell you that the sale is, we tip a little bit, it's a little bit progressive. You get free items. We are going to run out of stock of certain selections first day, because the inventory is getting lower. And if you guys know about supply chain issues with everything, we're, even as a small business just on coins, we are hit by supply chain issues, and we've been dealing with that with some of our leather goods and stuff. That's just how it is. And so we're even being hit. That's coin boxes, working on getting those all back in stock. Because if you know, we're out of some of the plugs. The plug boxes will be gone. I would not be surprised if they're not gone Friday. There'll be no plugs left. But we still have a 3 coin box combo. Caleb, we got to talk about that. But maybe we'll talk about the back order ideas. That's another conversation without you guys. But
so real quick, I just want to, for sure. I just want to wrap up the episode real quick with the one more final tip. I don't want to leave that out. One more, it's a little story that I talked about that I heard. I believe it was about Michael Lamar and Vernon. And if you know, both legends, right? But when Michael Lamar was younger, he was kind of doing what we were talking about and being around, the other people he wanted to learn from. And so he was around Vernon. And the story goes something to the effect of he was seeing little things. Vernon would show maybe one little thing, and then he would go home and work on it and come back and show Vernon that he had worked on it. And that allowed him to continue to share things with Michael and continue to, bolster him up that way. Hopefully I'm telling that story right if Michael Lamar ever sees this. But it just illustrates the point that something that Rick mentioned earlier as well. But the last little point on mentors is make sure you're showing your mentor that you're serious and that you're taking their advice. And even if it's not what you end up going with, you're at least trying out what they're suggesting, right? Because if you can imagine it the other way around, if you were trying to teach somebody something and they never took any of your suggestions, why would you want to keep giving them suggestions, right? So a very important piece of a mentor, magic mentor relationship is making sure that you're showing that you're taking their information seriously. So I didn't want to leave that out, but that's very important.
That's super important. So the same thing with sharing, guys. If you enjoy the channel, make sure you share this. Please, Black Friday as a small business is a huge thing for us. It's a huge thing every year for online retail, but particularly for us small businesses. And if you can share the sale, share with friends, share the emails you receive, pass them along. Don't let them miss out on the value that they're going to be able to take advantage of these 9 or 10 days that the sale runs. We will do our best to get everything shipped to you as quick as possible. We are a small team. We've got Kirsten, who doesn't join us on the live stream. Got a handful of people in my neighborhood helping me out to make sure we get products out on time as quick as possible. But we value you and appreciate you sharing. If you value our stuff, share with somebody who would appreciate that value as well. And starting Friday is going to be the best time to jump on that and get people introduced to the brand. So if you love the stuff, help us out, and we'll continue to serve you guys with some great stuff coming out here Friday and everything.
So we'll see you guys Friday. Stay tuned. And thank you for being here today and learning about Magic Mentors. Hope it was helpful. Let us know if you have any topic suggestions like this one from last week, and we'd be happy to speak with you to help you make beautiful magic. All right. We'll see you guys next